Shahzad, let me begin with you because till now, what I'd noticed was for the BJP, for the NDA, it was the Vikas and the welfare schemes that was the high point, the focus. Why would then Prime Minister Modi pick on this issue of even Ambedkar? Is it possibly because even the BJP realizes when it comes to Bihar elections, caste politics will have to be tapped into?
Pooja, everything in our country ends and begins with our Samvidhan. And if you would remember, 25th of June is going to be the 50th anniversary of Samvidhan Hatya Divas when Congress strangulated Baba Saheb's Samvidhan, made unbearable changes to it, and in fact even put Laluji and Mulayamji in jail, and Laluji named his daughter Misa after that. But see, Daliton ka apman, Baba Saheb ka apman is Congress, RJD and India Alliance ki pehchan. The picture, the chitra of Laluji putting Ambedkar ji next to his feet is actually charitra of RJD and Congress. Because they keep Beta Sahab above Baba Sahab. They keep Samantwadi, feudal soch above Samvidhanwadi soch. They keep Jungle Raj above Samvidhan Raj. Let me give you 2 or 3 examples.
Sure.
Baba Saheb Ambedkar ji wanted that everything should be on merit and the reservation should be for backward classes, not on religious basis. RJD supports Muslim reservation. They have in fact advocated for it. The Ambedkar ji wanted that 370 should not be applied in Jammu Kashmir because Valmiki Samaj never got their rights. Women did not get their rights. When we removed 370 from Jammu Kashmir, Congress and RJD both have opposed. And today Congress's silence on this issue is because the same way the picture was next to feet of Laluji, the picture of Ambedkar ji was next to feet of Rahul ji also. And see, Rahul ji's family DNA has been about insulting Ambedkar ji, defeating him twice elections, not giving him the Bharat Ratna on time, ensuring that he resigns from the cabinet, the manner in which he was humiliated, he has written in his book also. And then they have gone and tried to even give the reservation on religious basis. Just now your previous story was in Karnataka. They are giving the reservation in housing and in civil contracts on religion basis. This is completely antithetical to the idea of Ambedkar. If it is not, I ask 3 simple questions of Mahimaji. Mahimaji, do you support removal of 370 by which the constitution of Ambedkar was applied in Jammu Kashmir? Secondly, do you support the Muslim reservation given by you in Telangana and Karnataka? And thirdly, your government in UP had said that
Let's stay with Bihar, Shahzad.
quota.
Let's stay with Bihar. If you have a question on Bihar to Mahima, I'll take that and we'll ask that. Go ahead.
I will give you last question from Bihar. Chalo, no problem. In Bihar, we have conducted the caste survey and we are the ones who have also said we will do caste census across the country. But in Karnataka, after 10 years, 165 crores later, after Shiv Kumar opposing the caste survey, they are going for resurvey in which the Muslim population has been shown more. So they are always trying to snatch the rights of SC, ST, OBC and give it to a particular vote bank.
Okay, give it to a particular vote bank. A lot of symbolism mentioned there by Shahzad Poonawala. Mahima, adding to that, my question to you would be, when you look at this image, I understand it comes from the RJD, not the Congress, but it's an alliance. Isn't it bad optics as much for your party and for your alliance? Don't you also realize that this could be an insult to a larger vote group and that vote group could go toward the NDA?
Jai Hind, Pooja, you are holding a very critical debate this evening, and I would do as much in my capability as possible justice to this debate by citing one paragraph from Baba Saheb's last speech in the Constituent Assembly on 25th November 1949. Allow me to read this out, and I am reading it out verbatim, and please pay attention. Your viewers would benefit from this. The task of the drafting committee would have been a very difficult one if this Constituent Assembly has been merely a motley crowd, a tessellated pavement without cement, a black stone here and a white stone there, is which each member of each group was a law unto itself. There would have been nothing but chaos. Now pay attention. He goes on to say this possibility of chaos was reduced to nil by the existence of the Congress party inside the assembly, which brought into its proceeding a sense of order and discipline. It is because of the discipline of the Congress party that the drafting committee was able to pilot the constitution in the assembly with the sure knowledge as to the fate of each article and each amendment. The Congress party is therefore entitled to all the credit for the smooth sailing of the draft constitution in the assembly.
How is that connected to this issue?
Yes, let me come to it, Pooja. So here is the Bharatiya Janata Party who burnt effigies of Baba Sahab. That whose ancestors compelled Baba Sahab to resign when they opposed the Hindu Code Bill in the constitution. Here is the Bharatiya Janata Party whose founder Shyama Prasad Mukherjee actually opposed the first amendment of to the constitution after the report was brought in the constitution, in 1951. And that amendment was very critical, Pooja. That amendment was to ensure the rights of the OBCs, because after Kaka Sahab Kalelkar Commission report, when it was opposed by the very president, chairperson of that committee, Kaka Sahab
You
Kalelkar.
haven't answered my question, Mahima. Does this
I'm coming
incident
to a question.
cause a
Listen,
concern for your party too?
Pooja, no. You see, it is not the bad optics, is the Bharatiya Janata Party ringing hollow in its words when it takes Baba Sahab's name. Because these are the very people who have always acted against Dalits, who are continuing. I have two questions of the BJP. Okay. Now, these are very straightforward questions. It has been an NDA rule in the state of Bihar for last 11 years. I want to ask them, have they implemented the Article 15(5), which was brought in by the Congress party, ensuring reservation for SCs, STs, OBCs in the private institutions? Have they blown away the 50% cap on reservations, which we are doing? And by the way, the BJP spokesperson was asking about Muslim reservations.
Yes.
I want to turn the table and ask him about the state of Andhra Pradesh, where there is a provision of 4% reservation for Muslims, which the BJP has been very cleverly hiding away from. Let him come clean on that.
Shehzad, go ahead, answer, and let's try and
And
keep
now,
keep it limited to Bihar, because that should be the focus. I understand there are other states as well. But Shehzad, go ahead.
Pooja,
Sure.
unfortunately, since Mahima has enlarged the scope of the debate, it would be me running away from my responsibility if I don't fact check her. First fact
Quick
check.
one, then also on Bihar.
Yeah. First fact check, the first amendment to the constitution was about curbing of the free speech, by which some provisions were added that when free speech could be curbed. So that was opposed by Dr. Shama Prasad Mukherjee. So it's not about right of OBCs. In fact, Nehruji in 1960 had written that he wants to end reservation as it quote unquote creates second class citizens. No BJP person was burning the effigy of Baba Sahib because at that time there was no BJP. But there is a letter of Nehruji to Amrita
Ancestor of the
Kaur.
BJP.
Please, madam, I did not interrupt you. Let's have a civil debate. There is a letter of Nehruji on the resignation of Ambedkar ji. He tells Amrit Kaur ji that it is very good he has resigned because he was constantly insulting the Congress party, and that even his patriotism was doubted by Nehruji. This is a fact. Bharat Ratna was given during the lifetime of Nehruji, during the lifetime of Indira ji, but it was denied for 40 years to Ambedkar ji. It was given during the VP Singh government, which was supported by the BJP. And lastly, madam has asked me about the implementation of SC/ST reservation in private sector. Madam, AMU, which was a public sector college or university, had SC/ST reservation. You have ended that, and now the matter has been argued against it by this government in Supreme Court. Are you for SC/ST reservation in AMU?
Okay.
Please tell me that.
Okay, Mahima, one, again, the issue of
my last
reservations
question-
coming in, but I have to ask you because I want
My
to keep
last
it
question
limited
was
to this
about
issue.
Andhra Pradesh.
Mahima, here's my question. Why I'm asking this is
No, hold
that
on.
your party and the alliance is so strong, as you claim, on the rights of the backward groups, the communities, the Dalits especially. And then when this incident happens, there are Ambedkar supporters watching it, Dalits are watching these images right now, and they're also wondering, is all the posturing by the RJD and the alliance only on face value, that eventually Ambedkar ki jab image सामने आती है, Lalu Prasad Yadav can't keep his even feet down?
Pooja, first of all, my last question to the BJP spokesperson, which he has conveniently evaded, I hope he will answer in the course of the debate, was about Andhra Pradesh Muslim reservation, 4% Muslim reservation, which Andhra Pradesh guaranteed in the manifesto, by the way, in the last General Assembly elections. The BJP has not come clean on that. Now, about Bihar and about the scenario that you're asking me about, Pooja.
Yes.
You see, here is a party. Now, the Home Minister goes on to say on the floor of the House, कि fashion बना लिया है Ambedkar. Would he now say the same thing about the Prime Minister of our country? Because that is what he is doing. His entire rally during his 50th visit to the state, by the way, 20 visits out of which were during the last assembly election, is all about Ambedkar. And why? Because there is a skewed perspective there. I think what the BJP needs to get is a better perspective. What your channel responsibly needs to do is give a better perspective to your viewers. The questions I have asked, the BJP spokesperson has failed to answer. Rather, he's turned the table and he's asking me a question about AMU. He's not answering why have they not implemented 15(5). It is only a question of political intent. Why have they not implemented it in the state of Bihar?
All right.
Because this party and their ancestors, and by the way, about the burning of
Mahima and
effigies,
Shehzad, stay on with me. So these are
burning of
the
effigies also, I said it was
sure.
ancestors
These
of
are
the
political
BJP,
views,
not
but
the
I
BJP.
need to take other panelists as well. Amitabh Tiwari, I come to you. Let's talk about how precisely the BJP has picked on the Dalit vote issue in Bihar, and why do you think that has happened? It is a very crucial one. There is a good chunk, 30% in overpopulation. Why do you think that now matters when it comes to Bihar elections? Let's talk numbers.
Yeah, so essentially the SC population or the Dalit population is around 20% as per the latest caste census or survey, out of which Mahadalits account for 15% and Paswans, which largely cater to the Ram Vilas Paswans or Chirag Paswans party, is around 5%. Now, unlike UP, where the SC vote is largely with regional parties like the BSP, Jatavs, and non-Jatavs also now with the Samajwadi Party, here the Mahadalits have historically backed the NDA or the JDU because Nitish Kumar created the Mahadalit
Correct.
category in 2008. And the Paswan community is with the Ram Vilas Paswan's party or Chirag Paswan's party. Now, this vote block is very important. We have to see it in the context of last elections of 2020. Both the alliances were tied at 37%. Of course, LJP was contesting separately with 5 to 6% vote share. Now, if the Mahagathbandhan has to win, it needs at least one additional vote block apart from the MY core vote block, which is either the EBCs or a large portion of the SC community.
SC community.
And for the NDA to win or retain power, it needs to hold on to its vote bank or consolidate its position amongst the Mahadalits and the Dalits. That's why we see a battle of or a war of words between these two alliances. Previously, the opposition targeted Amit Shah for allegedly demeaning Ambedkar ji in one of the parliament speeches. And now it is the turn of the NDA perhaps to hit back.
Very interesting. Rashid Kidwai, you've been tracking Bihar elections, and we all know that caste cannot really be separated when it comes to Bihar politics, Bihar elections. But at this juncture, how do you look at the strategy of the BJP? It's not as much Hindutva, but when Prime Minister Modi raises this pitch, there's clearly a strategy here. What are you picking up of how and why the BJP has jumped on that image, making it the battle cry?
Yes, so Pooja, Bihar is a first kind of lab or a test of this, caste survey and caste census that we are talking about. So the outcome is going to be very interesting. People do not know, and people in the sense the key political players also, they are not very sure-footed about the outcome, and therefore all this posturing is happening. Which I was watching very attentively, the thing that you were showing, the visual. In visual, Mr. Lalu Yadav is not in that sense, at fault. Here is a kind
Why
of
do you say
political activist or supporter who's taking this picture and showing it and putting it. And we know Lalu ji has been ailing and he's an old man. He may have, acted, swiftly and got up or, done that. But it's not, as such, he is at fault. But Prime Minister's stake is very, reputation is very high, his credibility is high. Whatever he says goes, down. And therefore, Prime Minister is making a conscious attempt as a BJP activist, as a BJP star campaigner in Bihar to make an impact. Whether this will have, and as Amitabh was saying, see, there is a counter argument. One can always bring a slip of tongue by.
Do you think this
Mr.
can backfire for the Mahagathbandhan, for the RJD,
I know
the
that.
Congress?
I think political parties are going through the motion that Bihar, every vote is, divided and subdivided. Nothing is simple in Bihar that a visual,
True.
30-second visual of Lalu Prasad Yadav allegedly, disrespecting is going to alter the political, behavior of voting pattern.
But do you agree that that even for the BJP or for all parties right now, reservation caste issues will take precedence right now?
That's a litmus test because Pooja, see, political players are very, the voter is very sure-footed. They want to know what will it lead to? If there is a caste census, will it lead to, greater reservation, maybe 70%, 80% reservation? All these things are very important, and that is where political party will have to do. Just by doing a survey or a census, it's not going to solve any political
Shehzad,
problem.
what are you showing? What is that image? You were showing it earlier as well. Why are you showing it right now again in the debate?
Because my dear friend and very senior journalist Rashid ji said that Lalu ji is ailing. But the similar thing was done by Rahul ji also, and Rashid ji, I have also spoken about the mindset. Who denied the Bharat Ratna? We don't want to get into that. That was not answered. who was the one who is saying that 370 should not be removed, denying the implementation of Baba Saheb's constitution in Jammu Kashmir? On that, no stand was taken. On Muslim reservation, no stand was taken. Now, Mahima ji, I have fact checked you. You were wrong about the First Amendment. I hope you fact checked yourself. Secondly, she was talking about the Andhra Pradesh case.
Yes.
And you can, Pooja ji, please go and check it right now.
Sure.
In Andhra Pradesh, when the YSR government was there and it was undivided Andhra Pradesh, they bought Muslim reservation twice. High Court, Supreme Court rejected it. Thereafter, it went back to the Backward Class Commission, and the Backward Class Commission identified certain classes, and that reservation has been supported by us. We are not saying that if there's somebody who's backward as a class in any community should not get, but to give entire Muslim community the reservation in civil contracts, entire Muslim community gets a reservation in the housing contracts. That is illegal and unconstitutional. Secondly, I want to ask very specific question. Madam has said that private sector reservation. Madam, you had 60-65 years to do private sector reservation. Forget that. You do it in Karnataka. Announce it right now on Pooja's show. Or please tell me, 50% cap was put by the Supreme Court in Indira Sari judgment. Why didn't you remove it back then only and put it in the 9th schedule? And I will answer why. Because in AMU, which is a public funded institution, you have grabbed the rights of SC, ST and OBC and given it to the Muslim community. You wanted to give 9% sub quota from 27% to the Muslim community only on basis of reservation, on the basis of religion. This is your mindset, that you want to grab the rights of OBC, SC, ST, दलितों का अधिकार छीन कर वो आप वोट बैंक को देना चाहते हैं.